seconds. We're throttled back up. Falcon 9 continues to head downrange. Trajectory is nominal. We're past maximum dynamic pressure. That's the portion of the flight where the velocity of the vehicle combines with the density of the atmosphere at lower altitudes to put the greatest stresses on the Falcon 9. We're through that critical phase of flight. The next major event coming up in about 35 seconds, main engine cutoff. Coming up in about 20 seconds, we'll shut down the 9 Merlin engines, separate the first stage, and light the upper stage.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff at the Falcon 9.
Copy, Wilco.
Stage level propulsion is not. MVAC engine shell has begun.
And Falcon 9 is delivering the National Reconnaissance Office's satellite to orbit right now. We just transitioned through max Q. And we've begun chilling in the MVAC engine on our second stage. Trajectory is looking good so far. Coming up in about 20 seconds, we'll have main engine cutoff, MECO 1. That's where all 9 Merlin engines of that first stage will shut down, and we'll see stage separation. Stage separation will be actuated by 4 pneumatic actuators on the first stage.
We have MECO.
And we have main engine cutoff. Stage separation confirmed. And stage separation has been confirmed. And you can see the first stage there flipping back. Use the nitrogen thrusters. And
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3,
Vehicles programming has reached.
Just over T plus 1 minute into flight. We're hearing nominal callouts. The Merlin engines have throttled down in preparation for passing through the period of maximum dynamic pressure.
Vehicle experiencing maximum aerodynamic pressure.
A minute and a half into flight. We're through the period of maximum dynamic pressure. The Merlin engines are throttled back up to full power. Trajectory performance continue to look nominal.
MVAC engine chill has begun.
You hear the call out, MVAC chill has begun. Liquid oxygen
Vehicles
now on top of the turbo pump for the second stage engine, chilling it in as we prepare for stage separation and then ignition of the upper stage engine. Next major event coming up in less than 30 seconds is going to be main engine cutoff, shutdown of the 9 Merlin engines, followed by stage separation and ignition of the second stage engine.
Miko.
Stage set, confirm.
Minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And that's liftoff of Falcon 9. Falcon 9 is clear and balanced.
Stage propulsion power. Stage 1 propellant utilization active.
Falcon power is 1 meter.
Now, as we swap camera angles, while cloud cover may make some of them not visible, the rumble is still audible as Falcon and Dragon ascend through the atmosphere. And we're about to reach supersonic speeds. You'll hear the call out on the net.
MVAC chill started.
Now the vehicle. Now the vehicle has gone supersonic, which means that it's traveling faster than the speed of sound, greater than Mach 1, which at that altitude is about 750 miles per hour. We have also passed Max Q, which is the maximum dynamic pressure that we will experience. From here on out, it's less and less loads on the vehicle as we continue to ascend. Now we're going to come up on 4 events in rapid succession. We'll let those happen, and then I'll briefly discuss what they were. But those are MECO, stage separation, second engine start, and then the boost back through.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. post-launch pad operations.
GC copies.
Straight back.
Falcon 9 is on its way to delivering Bulgaria Sat-1 to a geostationary transfer orbit. All 9 Merlin engines capable of putting out over 1.7 million pounds of thrust. We are coming up on max Q at 1 minute and 18 seconds roughly. We'll be passing through max Q, that is maximum aerodynamic pressure. We just crossed through it. That is one of the highest stressed states on the rocket. So we're over 20 kilometers above the surface of Earth. You can see the engine plume expand at the base of the rocket.
Stage 1 propulsion still nominal.
That is indicative that we are leaving Earth's atmosphere.
MVAC chill has begun.
You just heard the call out that the Merlin vacuum engine on second stage has begun chilling in. This means that we are getting ready for 3 major events. Main engine cutoff, MECO 1, stage separation, and second engine start. We'll talk about all 3 of them after they occur.
Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift off the Falcon 9. Prop AVI, RC, and GMC proceed to 3.170 for post-launch flight operations. GC, move to post-launch pad operations to secure the pad on PadNet A.
Copy, Wilco. Stage 1 PU's active.
F9 power and telemetry nominal.
T plus 53 seconds into flight. We've just heard the call outs that engines are nominal. We've also got good status on the avionics system. We're coming up on maximum dynamic pressure. T plus 1 minute, 30 seconds into flight. Merlin engines continue to perform nominally. We've heard a call out of MVAC-D engine chill has begun. That indicates that propellants now are being fed to the front of the turbo pump on the upper stage engine to chill it as we get ready to light the upper stage engine in just about 45 seconds. We're coming up on several major activities all at once. At about T plus 2 minutes and 24 seconds, we should have cutoff of the 9 first stage engines, stage separation, ignition of the upper stage engine, and right afterwards, reignition of 3 first stage engines for boost back burn. Let's listen and watch together. Stage separation confirmed.
T-minus 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition. Lift off the Falcon 9. Falcon 9 is in the tower.
Stage 1 propulsion is nominal.
Vehicle is pitching downrange. Power telemetry nominal.
T plus 50 seconds into flight. You heard the call out on countdown net 1. Avionics is nominal. Earlier we heard propulsion call out a nominal call for the 9 Merlin 1D engines. Next major activity coming up in just over 15 seconds. Maximum dynamic pressure. Falcon 9 currently has gone supersonic.
Vehicle is experiencing maximum dynamic pressure.
T plus 1 minute, 30 seconds into flight. We've heard the call out. The vehicle has gone through the period of maximum dynamic pressure. That's where the velocity of the vehicle and the density of the lower altitude of the Earth's atmosphere combine to create the greatest loads on the Falcon 9. The Merlin engines throttled down and then throttled back up to full power in preparation going through this phase. So currently we're at full power, continuing to head towards stage separation, coming up at about T plus 2 minutes, 46 seconds. Now there will be a sequence of activities that happen very rapidly in just about 35 seconds from now. You'll hear MECO, main engine cutoff. The 9 Merlin first stage engines will shut down. 4 seconds later, we get stage separation. 7 seconds after that, the upper stage engine ignites to propel the second stage and Intelsat into the parking orbit. Let's watch and listen as we come up on MECO and stage separation.
We have MECO.
Stage separation. T minus 20. Falcon 9 is configured for flight. T minus 10.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The liftoff of the Falcon 9 takes flight with the Dragon spacecraft, destined for the one-of-a-kind laboratory in microgravity, the International Space Station.
The Falcon 9 has cleared the tower.
Perform the launch pad post-launch operations. Copy, Wilco.
Arrive from Falcon 9 to go transonic at a minute, 6 seconds after liftoff.
2 seconds later,
after by
2 seconds later, we'll go through max Q, which is the maximum dynamic pressure on the vehicle.
Power telemetry nominal.
standing by for Falcon 9 to go transonic.
Passing through max Q.
And we've just heard the cue for that. The vehicle has gone through max Q.
Next major milestone will be the shutdown of the 9 Merlin engines. scheduled for 2 minutes 27 seconds into flight. Less than a minute away from main engine cutoff.
MVAC engine chill has begun.
After main engine cutoff, the first stage will perform a boost back burn about 15 seconds later and head back to nearby Cape Canaveral Air Force Station Landing Zone 1. And on NASA television, we'll be showing you the first stage landing as well as the continuation of the second stage taking Dragon to orbit.
Station 1 jettison will begin at 2 minutes 29 seconds.
Vehicle flying down the nominal. We have MECO.
And we have MECO.
Stage separation confirmed.
You can see the stage separation. Stage 1 on the right, drifting back away from stage 2, continuing to power Dragon into space.
10, 9, 8, 7, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift off the Falcon 9. Drop Navy IRC and GP. Proceed to procedure 3.170 for post-launch flight operations.
Stage 1 propulsion is nominal.
GC, please move to post-launch pad operations and secure the pad on PadNet 8.
Copy.
Falcon 9 has lifted off from the Space Launch Complex 4 pad with the Formosat 5 spacecraft attached. In about 18 seconds, we're going to hit max Q, which is maximum aerodynamic pressure. That is the point at which the aerodynamic pressures on the vehicle are the highest in ascent. Now in about a minute, we're going to have 3 major events coming up in rapid succession. Main engine cutoff, that is where all 9 engines on the first stage are going to shut down. Up next will be stage separation. That's the point at which stage 1 will separate from stage 2. Stage 1 will fly down to the drone ship. Stage 2 will continue on to space. And from there, immediately after, we're going to see second engine start. That is going to be the ignition of the Merlin vacuum engine, which is the upper stage engine on stage 2. MVAC engine chill has begun. It's looking really good. Great news. We've had successful
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Stage 1 propulsion is nominal.
telemetry nominal.
We've had successful liftoff of the Falcon 9. Look closely, we're about to move through supersonic. You may actually see the vapor cone that forms from the shockwave if we're lucky. Otherwise, we're coming up shortly on max Q, which is maximum aerodynamic pressure, the point at which Falcon 9 is pushing hardest against the atmosphere.
And back engine tills begun.
And there you heard the MVAC engine chill, which prepares the second stage engine for ignition. Main engine cutoff is coming up in about 40 seconds from now, shortly followed by both stage separation and then second engine start. We'll be concluding coverage of the primary mission at that point.
And minor countdown that second stage callouts will be performed on LVNet.
Watch for main engine cutoff coming up shortly.
Miko. Stage separation.
Stage separation confirmed.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. GC moving to post launch and operations to secure the pad on the pad editing.
GC copies. Wilco.
Function up.
T plus 1 minute and 17 seconds into flight. Falcon 9 approaching max Q. You've heard the call out, MVAC-D chilling.
MVAC chills begun.
We're now getting the second stage engine ready for ignition. Several activities coming up here very shortly. At T plus 2 minutes and 24 seconds, we expect main engine cutoff, followed immediately by stage separation and ignition of the upper stage engine. Right after that, the first stage will begin the first of 3 burns to return us back to the Pacific Ocean to the drone ship parked offshore about 300 kilometers downrange. Coming up on Miko.
Acquisition signal box.
We have Miko.
Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Which is downrange.
Stage 1 prop looks good.
Power telemetry nominal.
You're watching the Falcon 9 rocket as it ascends through the atmosphere, carrying the EchoStar 105 SES-11 payload to geostationary transfer orbit after a successful liftoff from Kennedy Space Center in Florida.
Vehicle supersonic.
In about 10 seconds, the rocket is going to be passing through the period of maximum aerodynamic pressure that is called max Q. Those 9 Merlin engines currently thrusting produce the thrust of 5 747s at full thrust. That's how much power the Falcon 9 is producing right now.
And back engine shell started.
In about 30 seconds, those 9 Merlin engines are going to shut off in an event called MECO, which stands for Main Engine Cutoff. Once MECO happens, there'll be 2 other very quick succession stages happening after that. The first is going to be the stage separation, where the first stage separates from the second stage and comes back towards the drone ship. And then after that, second engine start 1, which is when the Merlin vacuum engine on the second stage ignites to carry the payload the rest of the way to orbit. Stand by for MECO very soon.
We have MECO.
Stage separation.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Vehicle pitching downrange.
Stage 1 propulsion is nominal.
Power telemetry nominal.
T plus 50 seconds in today's mission. We are on our way to delivering KoreaSat 5A to a geostationary transfer orbit. Watching the 9 Merlin engines of the Falcon 9 first stage.
Falcon 9 is supersonic.
Capable of putting out over 1.7 million pounds of thrust. About 5 seconds ago, we transitioned to the supersonic regime. Coming up in about a second, we're going to hit
Vehicle
max Q.
experiencing maximum dynamic pressure.
We actually just passed through max Q. That's one of the highest stress states on the vehicle. Propulsion avionics continues to look nominal.
MVAC engine shell has begun.
You heard the call out. The Merlin vacuum engine of our second stage has begun chilling in. Same process as the first stage, where we start to flow that liquid oxygen through that second stage engine. This first stage burn will last for about another 30
Recovery
seconds.
bird has AOS.
In about 10 seconds, we'll have main engine cutoff. All 9 Merlin engines at that first stage will shut down. About 3 seconds after that, we will see stage